Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna. Do you understand German? English only. Okay. Verstehen alle Englisch hier? Nee, nicht ganz. Magst du übersetzen? Was ist dir lieber? Dann von Englisch auf Deutsch gerne. So, we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. Oh, ich habe es auf Deutsch bekommen. Ja. Wir können schon mal, we can start with the verse. 128. It's from the Madhya Lila 7th chapter, The Journey of the Lord through South India. Die Reise des Herrn durch Südindien. Text 128. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Amara agyaya guru hanatara eidesh. Amara agyaya guru hanatara eidesh. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Dankeschön. Amara agyaya guru hanantare eidesh. Ja, bitte. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Amara agyaya guru hanantare eidesh. Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Amara agyaya guru hanatara eidesh. Ladies? Yare deka tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. Amara agyaya guru hanatara eidesh. Dankeschön. Yare, whoever, deka, you meet, tare, him, kaha, tell, Krishna Upadesh, the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, as it is spoken by the Lord, or of Srimad-Bhagavatam, which advises one to worship Sri Krishna. Amara agyaya, under my order. Guru Hana, becoming a spiritual master. Tara, deliver. Aidesh, this country. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad-Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone. Ihr könnt lesen, aber die hinteren haben. To liberate everyone in this land. Purport. This is the sublime mission of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Many people come and inquire whether they have to give up family life to join the society. But that is not our mission. One can remain comfortably in his residence. We simply request everyone to chant the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If one is a little literate and can read Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Srimad-Bhagavatam, that is so much the better. These works are now available in an English translation and are done very authoritatively to appeal to all classes of men. Instead of living engrossed in material activities, people throughout the world should take advantage of this movement and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra at home with their families. One should also refrain from sinful activities, illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. Out of these 4 items, illicit sex is very sinful. Every person must get married. Every woman especially must get married. If the women outnumber the men, some men can accept more than one wife. In that way, there will be no prostitution in society. If men can marry more than one wife, illicit sex life will be stopped. One can also produce many nice preparations to offer Krishna: grain, fruit, flowers, and milk. Why should one indulge in unnecessary meat eating and maintain horrible slaughterhouses? What is the use of smoking and drinking tea and coffee? People are already intoxicated by material enjoyment, and if they indulge in further intoxication, what chance is there for self-realization? Similarly, one should not partake in gambling and unnecessarily agitate the mind. The real purpose of human life is to attain the spiritual platform and return to Godhead. That is the summum bonum of spiritual realization. The Krishna consciousness movement is trying to elevate human society to the perfection of life by pursuing the method described by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his advice to the Brahmana Kurma. That is, one should stay at home, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and preach the instructions of Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad-Bhagavatam. Mukam karoti vachalang pangung langayate girin yat kripa tangahang vande Shri Gurun dinataranam Homa Yajna timirandasya Jnananjana shalakaya Chakshurun militangena tasmai Shri Gurave namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Ramo Hare Hare. So I'm reading the verse once again. Instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Sri Krishna as they are given in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad-Bhagavatam. In this way, become a spiritual master and try to liberate everyone in this land. So this is, of course, a wonderful verse for the beginning of the book marathon. It's perfectly suitable. It speaks about our family business. spreading Krishna consciousness throughout the whole world. Each town and village should vibrate from the holy name. And here already many books get prepared to be distributed to the people. And it is said in the verse even, we should distribute the message of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad-Bhagavatam. Where are we here in the moment in the Chaitanya Charitamrita? That is just a random, purposefully chosen verse, but not the verse what is in our regular sequence. And here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is traveling through South India, and he toured through one village where one Brahmana, whose name was Kurma, got attracted to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and wanted to follow him. And Mahaprabhu tells him this instruction: no need for you to follow. You better stay home and be a good householder. But while staying home, you come together with your family, you recite the holy name, you read in the Bhagavad Gita, and you read in the Srimad-Bhagavatam. You invite your friends, and in this way, the devotional practice is properly performed, and the mission even spreads by doing in this way. So this is also for us an important instruction that, like, for example, Arjuna, he wanted to leave the battlefield and wanted to go to the forest to become a Brahmana and meditate. And the Lord said, no, don't do that. Your dharma is to be a Kshatriya, a warrior. Kshatriya is protecting his people and he's fighting if need is there. And you go and you perform your dharma, your duty. So here also Karma, the Kurma Brahmana, he wanted to leave his family and join Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu said, no, your dharma is to stay home, be a family man, and take care of your family nicely. And by doing so, practice Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not an activity which can be performed only in a temple. Krishna consciousness is a consciousness. It's an art of consciousness. It's an art of understanding who we are, who Krishna is, and what is the relationship between the soul and the Lord. And this is not banned only on activities in a temple or banned to focus only on certain activities. Practically, Srila Prabhupada in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and the purport, he mentions that it doesn't even matter what activity we perform. It doesn't even matter what activity we perform. What matters is the attitude. The place doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. The activity doesn't matter. But the consciousness matters. Yeah? The mood. In the introduction to Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Prabhupada writes that the advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the mood of the practitioner. Depends on the mood. So this is permeating all our daily activities. Be it in a temple or be it in a family life, in a household, all the activities from early morning till late in the evening can be dedicated to pleasing the Lord, to understand that we are not the instrument, but that the Lord is actually the only enjoyer and the only one who is our goal of activity, to please Him with all of what we do, all of what we say, and all of what we think. This should be Jai Jai Shishi Prahlad Lakshmi Nishinga Bhagavan Ki Jai. This should be always our intention throughout the whole day, from early morning till late in the evening. Whatever we do, whatever we speak, and whatever we think should be only for the pleasure of the Lord, should be pleasing to the Lord. This already starts early morning with a prayer. My dear Lord, you have woken me up. Now please engage me in your service during the day. And of course, since we are members of the preaching mission, or of the preaching mission, followers of Srila Prabhupada, who is spreading the mission of Lord Chaitanya over the world, this should be our main activity. Purichan Prabhu once mentioned a preacher is someone who opens his heart. A preacher is someone who shares what is there in his heart. Sometimes we hear, we go and we have to preach, we have to tell them what is the truth. That might not be so convincing in all circumstances. Some may feel a bit offended, but if we open our hearts, because all of us, we are here because we feel a certain attraction in the heart. We feel a certain attachment also to chant the holy name, to worship the Lord, to be in the association of devotees, and to go on holy pilgrimages to the land of Vrindavan and Sridham Mayapur. Because we feel that attraction, we are here and we are practicing and we understand, we have a certain faith in the teachings. And we start to practice that. And we feel in the heart how our happiness increases by doing so. And this is what we share with others. And this is ultimately what is attracting others to also follow. Because what is the deepest desire of the spirit soul? It's to experience Ananda. It's to experience bliss. Ananda Maya Vyasat. The soul is meant to experience the highest form of bliss. This is why the souls embodied either in plant bodies, in animal bodies, or in human bodies are always looking for pleasure. This is the soul coming true. We understand we are meant to experience pleasure. But because of our conditionings, we are looking in the wrong place. We are looking in the material world and always get frustrated because in this material world, all what we can find is dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It is full of miseries and temporary. And we get frustrated because we also feel that there must be some eternity. This is again coming from the soul, the feeling of eternity. Scientists want to avoid or find the way to avoid death, want to make us deathless, want to make us live eternally. Why? Because also there is the feeling of eternal existence, which is a part or a qualification of the soul. We are in essence eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. And these qualities we can perceive even though we are in a conditioned form of life. covered with a material body and having a material mind. And we try to find these qualities in a place which is highly temporary. And this, of course, leads only to frustration. Again and again. So, if a devotee comes to the people in the streets and he opens his heart and shares with the people what happiness he experiences in this process, and the understanding that the ultimate happiness is there only on the spiritual platform, not on the material platform. And that only when we understand that we are eternal by nature. Prabhupada, in one of his last lectures in London, he asked the disciples, what is the most important instruction you learned from all the teachings what I gave you? And the disciples, they gave this and that answer. And Prabhupada said, yes, but what is the most important one? And Prabhupada himself, he gave the answer. He said, you have to understand you are eternal. It is not just that he was trying to impose that fact on others. It was his life and soul, what he gave to bring that ultimate truth to the West. He endeavored with age 70 to travel 14 times around the world because he had that deep compassion in the heart to bring us that message that we are eternal and that we are not meant to suffer in our conditioned circumstances, but that we are meant to live happily with the understanding of Krishnera Nitya Das, being an eternal servant of the Lord. And having the soul's right, it's not even a birth's right, it goes beyond birth. It's a soul's right to experience happiness. And this happiness is unlimited. It is everlasting and it is unlimited. It's described as an shoreless, ever-increasing ocean of nectarian bliss. This is the happiness each soul is meant to experience or has the right to experience that. And this is actually what this message is what we carry out when we go to the people. Nowadays, when we go on the streets, it's so hard to bring a smile on people's face because they are bothered and disturbed with so many difficulties, so many sorrows, so many worries. But this is what we are meant to help them, to bring them a smile. We can not laugh at them, but we can smile at them in a loving way, in an encouraging way, and bring them the message of Krishna consciousness, to help them with a compassionate heart and with a desire to make them wake up, to understand that their endeavor is in a other direction, not in this material world, but inside, towards the soul. We are looking for pleasure outside, externally, through so many different ways, and we experience again and again failure and dissatisfaction. But we are meant, and in this month which is ahead of us, especially in a most intensive form, to give the conditioned souls that understanding that the true happiness lays inside. Yeah? Antarmukha. Mukha is the face, and this face is usually turned outside, Bahir Mukha. Bahir Mukha, we know Bahir, the word Bahir from Bahiranga Shakti, external energy. And Bahir Mukha is the face of the conditioned soul turned away from the Lord, towards the material energy. But we should again become Antar Mukha. Antar, we know that word also from Antaryami, which means super soul. Or Antaranga Shakti, the internal spiritual energy of the Lord. Our face, Mukha, should turn inside, Antar Mukha, towards the Antaryami, towards the super soul. And connecting again with the super soul. Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, text 24, that who finds happiness inside, who enjoys inside, he is the true yogi, the true transcendentalist, the true spiritualist, and he finds ultimate happiness inside. In the exchange, in the loving exchange with the super soul. And this is the most valuable treasure we can share with the people when we meet them on the streets. To give them an understanding, to not look outside in all of the temporary events happening at the world, which turns more and more disturbed and crazy, and the politicians do things which are scary, but our actual ultimate destination is towards inside. There are no boundaries, there are no walls, there are no limitations. Whatever happens outside, it cannot affect a devotee who is situated in that deep understanding and faith that the Lord is there in the heart, and my ultimate happiness can be experienced only when I turn inside. We have that wonderful example in Prahlad Maharaj. So many difficulties happened to him. The father, his own father, can you imagine, wanted to kill him in so many different ways. But little Prahlad, just 5 years old, he had understood that his happiness is only within. He learned that already as a baby in the womb of his mother. So we can understand Krishna consciousness is not difficult. Even children can understand, because it's it's attracting even children. It's for everyone, because it comes from the heart. It's not a mental concoction, it's not a mental activity, it's the natural position of the soul to be a lover of God. This is our soul's right, not birthright. It goes beyond this birth. It's our soul's right. And because of the Hridaya Granthi, the knot in the heart, we cannot experience it for now. But when this knot is again opened, this knot is the ahankar, the understanding of ahang, I am the kara, the doer, which is illusion, which is a wrong understanding. Kartahang vimudatma, ahankaram vimudatma kartahang iti manyate. Fooled by the ahankar, I consider myself as the doer, but I'm not. I'm only the one who desires. The spirit soul can only desire. And the doer actually is the material nature, which comes in the 3 modes of material energy. And the material nature acts according to the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. according to the desire of the conditioned soul. Because the Lord is so lovingly inclined with his souls, with his children, that he gives them freedom to choose antarmukha or bahirmukha. This is the only freedom we have, either to turn our face away from the Lord, bahirmukha, or turn our face towards the Lord, antarmukha. And the Lord accordingly arranges according to the desires of the living being. So the living being is the one who desires. It's up to us to desire which direction we want to look. If we experience pain and suffering, it's because we look to the wrong direction. If we want to experience happiness and bliss, which is eternal and even ever increasing, we need to turn ourselves around 180 degrees and look towards the Lord. Yesterday in the class we heard about the Höhlengleichnis. I don't know what is this in English. Plato's cave analogy. Yeah. There also all the people were looking in one direction, which was away from reality. They only saw shadows on the wall, which was created by those who carried some items along some fire, which was projecting shadows on the walls of the caves. So they were only observing illusion, but took that as reality. One of them was fortunate enough to get liberated from his shackles, and he went out of the cave, and he understood that whatever they see there in the cave is not reality, but what is there outside turned away 180 degrees towards the other direction, and he saw the truth. He saw the sunlight, and he understood that this is reality, and the other vision, what is there by the people in the cave, is illusion. And he went back in the cave, and he wanted to tell them, get free and turn around. But they refused. They wanted to stay with the shadow illusion. So this is actually the life of a preacher. He understood what is truth. And he has not just an intellectual understanding, but he experiences the fact of that truth in the heart by becoming happy, by feeling this happiness inside. Dadami buddhi yogam tam, Krishna says, those who worship me with love and devotion, to those I give the intelligence through which they can come to me. Krishna is giving Vigyan, he is giving the attraction, the realization in the heart, so that we understand this is the truth. And when we understand that, then we go and we distribute that, what we understood, what we realized, we distribute that to the people on the street. Because naturally, we want to share that with others. Because we understand, not just understand, it goes beyond understanding. We experience that this kind of happiness is everlasting. And it's the eternal truth. And we want to liberate those who are still looking towards the inside of the cave, not knowing that this is only a reflection of the truth. So we need to be aware, or we must be prepared to face opposition. Yeah? A preacher who comes with this message is not only welcomed with open arms. Some may be happy and feel relief, but some may also turn away and speak even bad words. But the preacher is never affected by that. There is one story of a saintly person walking with his disciple over the beach. And at one point he says, "I would like to take a bath. You please take care of my items here." And the disciple agrees, and the spiritual master goes into the sea, and he walks inside the water, and at one point in the water he finds a scorpion. Scorpions are not in their natural environment in the water. They cannot swim. So that guru, he took the scorpion on his hand, and the scorpion is very poisonous. He can kill a human being when he stings. But that sadhu, he took the scorpion on his hand, and he wanted to bring the scorpion on the land. At one moment the scorpion stung the sadhu, and the arm of the sadhu shook, but he did not throw away the scorpion. And he walked further towards the shore. And again the scorpion stung, that time more strong. And again the sadhu's arm shook, stronger than before. But he kept the scorpion on his hand. And the third time the scorpion stung the sadhu. And that time the sadhu just broke down, and the water covered the sadhu. But he was already quite close to the shore, and his disciple ran into the sea to bring out his spiritual master. And he brought him back to life and asked him, "Oh Gurudev, why you did not throw away the scorpion? He could have killed you." And the sadhu answered, "It is the nature of the scorpion to sting. It is my nature to save. This is the nature of a preacher, the nature of a spiritual master. He understands. He will receive bad words, rejection, ignorance. He will be ignored by people. He understands this will come. But he is ready to accept that because it's his nature to save the conditioned soul from their suffering condition in the material world. Also Prabhupada, he was ready to accept suffering just to bring us the knowledge of Krishna consciousness. And this is the valuable content what is there in the books. And when these books go out during the last months, may those who distribute these books have this consciousness and deep desire in the heart that these books may help people to open their eyes and their hearts and understand the message in these books, to wake up to their actual eternal position as an eternal servant of the Lord. You are all messengers of the Lord, distributing this message, helping Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya to spread this message throughout all Germany and beyond, in each town and village. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Are there any comments or questions? Yes, Subha.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. Yeah, I have a question regarding this topic of attitude or intention. Because for myself, I see that at the beginning of the service, I may put the intention to please Guru and Krishna. Also afterwards, I try to give the results to Guru and Krishna. But in between, when there's the activity going on, it's a little bit difficult to remind myself. So maybe you have some advice regarding that.
Yeah. What probably was Arjuna doing when he was on the battlefield? In the beginning also he understood, I'm only an instrument. 11th chapter, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is practically full of Arjuna's prayers. Finally he understood the position of Krishna and his position. But at the end of the war he again forgot. Yeah. So Krishna gave him the instruction, you go and fight, but you consider yourself only as an instrument. We cannot most probably keep up our devotional attitude throughout the whole day. Although that is our aspiration and our prayer. But what we are meant to always bear in mind is the fact that we are only an instrument in the Lord's hands. 2 days ago, we heard that wonderful prayer in the class, what Prabhupada wrote when he came to Boston. Prabhupada's Chaladutta prayer, where he expresses that attitude, oh Lord, make me an instrument. I'm just like a puppet in your hands. Make me dance. If you wish, make me dance. And even Prabhupada said, make me a failure or success. It's fully up to you. There also, again, actually we see the attitude of a preacher. Even if he faces failure, he is not despaired. He's continuing, understanding he is only an instrument in the Lord's hands. This is all what we can do. We can have the impetus in the heart to go out and help people to wake up to their eternal nature. But if we are allowed to do so or not is not in our hands. We can only make ourselves ready so that Krishna can act through us. We are only an instrument in the Lord's hands. This is how we go through all circumstances in the day. And in the evening, again, we try to come back in this devotional attitude and offer whatever we did, spoke, and thought during the day to the Lord. But during the action itself, it is sometimes a challenge and sometimes difficult to keep that devotional attitude. In a fight, you have to be there 100%. Otherwise, it means death. So also, on the battlefield of material world, fighting against Maya, one has to be there 100% present. But always with the understanding that I'm only an instrument in the Lord's hands. And before we approach people, we can speak a prayer. As Srila Prabhupada spoke a prayer before he started to go on land in Boston. Make my power of speaking suitable so that they may be able to understand. Yeah. And then we leave it up to the Lord to guide us. Any more questions or comments? Yes, Brother-chan.
I cannot remember in detail, but there is also a story with Narada Muni who has to carry a water pot on his head. Maybe you can tell us this story a little bit.
There was Narada Muni's complaint to the Lord that there is one of your devotees. He is a farmer. He is hardly thinking of you. He has to plow his fields. And at the end of one row where he plowed, he thinks of the Lord. And then he plows all the way through his field, and at the other end of that row, he again thinks of the Lord. So why you consider him as such a dear devotee of yours? He is rarely thinking of you. And Krishna, he did not answer immediately, just gave a pot of water to Narada Muni and said, you please carry this pot, I don't remember, around some place, and you come back. And Narada Muni did so, and when he came back, Krishna asked him, and did you think of me while you carried this pot? And Narada said, oh no, my lord, it was so difficult to take care that I don't drop, or that the pot doesn't fall down, or that the water splits out, so I could not think of you. But I was thinking of the pot. Then see, this farmer also. No? But he is very sincere in remembering me when he's going around to take the new row. So the importance is the consistency. And what we do during the activity, we understand actually we have to concentrate on what we are doing, and we cultivate the understanding that in all of what we are doing, we are only instruments. Are there any other questions or comments? Okay. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bo.